Hello, my gamers and tax evaders alike. Jake here, and I am joined by Paige McGirlfriend. Say hi.
Hi.
And today we're going to be talking about the new superhero movie released by DC, featuring a one Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, and that is Tooth Fairy. I'm Sir Black Adam. The cat has jumped up onto the table, immediately thwarting our podcasting efforts here.
He just wants to be a part of it.
This is actually a 3-person podcast.
Oscar, say hi.
That was totally Oscar. That wasn't me. But as per usual, you know what this is. This is something your selfie got leaked related. You guys only like me if I'm drunk. Okay.
Well, that means they like you most of the time.
That's a good one. Damn, that was fucking witty. That was fast. You were just right there with that one. But before we actually get into Black Adam, I would like to start this off with an embarrassing story.
A what?
An embarrassing story. So when we went to go and see Black Adam, it was me and Paige. We went to the theater and, it's IMAX, so we shuffle to our seats. We sit down, and, next to us is a couple, okay? It's a girl immediately to my right, Paige is to my left, and then next to the girl is, her boyfriend, So it's, Paige, myself, the girlfriend, the boyfriend. So Paige goes to use the bathroom before the movie starts, and so when she gets back, I'm like, all right, my turn. So I go and I leave, and I pass the couple, and it's one of those annoying things where they have to pull their legs in, and I still kind of bumped into the girl slightly, and it was oh, whatever. And then I pass by some kids that are all the way at the end of the row, and I go out, and I go to the bathroom, and everything's great stream, everything's healthy. Not too yellow, it's clean. It's I've clearly been taking care of myself that day. And so I go to come back to my seat. I go to return to my seat. So I go up to the correct row. There's the kids at the end. I pass them. There's the couple. But I noticed for some reason they've actually changed their seats. So now the girl is sitting on the one side and the guy's sitting on the other side next to me. And I think that's a little bit weird, but I'm whatever. And so then I see, Paige sitting there. So I go to sit down, and I realize that there's a bag of gummy bears sitting there. I'm what the fuck? I don't remember getting gummy bears. So I lift it up, and I go to hand it back to Paige, and I lift my eyes up, and I realize that's not Paige. That's the girl that was sitting directly next to me. And then I look over, and there's Paige 2 seats down.
Meanwhile, I'm just staring at my boyfriend sitting next to another girl.
The girl is just staring at me kind of smiling a little bit, like a polite smile, hey, you're not where you're supposed to be, are you, buddy?
Hey, buddy.
And I was just oh my god, I'm so sorry. And I just stood up and I went and I sat down in my chair.
Immediately on the other side of the girl.
Directly next to her. And I just sat there quietly. Paige was trying to have a conversation still. I was giving her the, yeah, uh-huh. I was... But you understand my confusion. I would like to point out, when I left, there was just the couple and the kids. And when I came back, there was another couple that had come and sat down while I was in the bathroom. So when I passed them, I thought that was the original couple. I was a victim of circumstances, and I want to make that very clear.
I will say, he was just staring at the floor. I saw him come in. I leaned my head out into the aisle, looking at him, and watched him sit next to someone else.
God. I was literally just I didn't want to make eye contact with any of the people in the row, because it's already awkward enough when you're fucking pushing past them and your legs brushing up against theirs. And you don't have to add eye contact to that fucking awkward mix. You know what I mean?
Well, it would have helped.
But
in this,
from now on, when I'm at a theater, I am staring into everyone's fucking soul. I am staring everyone down, even if the movie's already playing and I'm halfway through. I'll pause and look at each face. But anyway, Black Adam.
Black Adam.
So what did you think overall? If you had to sum up the movie in I don't know, 5 words, maybe less, whatever. How many words? As many words as you want to use, how would you summarize the movie?
Cheesy, fun, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
I feel like cheesy and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson just kind of come hand in hand, though.
That's kind of a given.
That's oh no shit.
I mean, that's 5 words.
Really?
Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Fun.
Yeah, there you go.
There we go.
Yeah. I pretty much the same thing. I don't know if I would go so far as to like outright specify cheesy though. I mean, I guess it was kind of cheesy, but like I feel like every DC movie is a little bit cheesy for the most part, except for like I don't know. I mean, no, even like the newest Batman with Robert Pattinson was a little bit cheesy. Even though I fucking loved that movie.
If you wanted to be nice, you could say they're campy.
Yeah, you know what? That I feel like that's more accurate than cheesy.
It kind of falls somewhere in between campy and cheesy. From movie to movie. Yeah,
because it's not like fucking, 60s Batman camp or whatever. Like, the original Batman show. Mm-hmm. It's not like that level of camp. It's like there's definitely, but here's the thing, I like campy.
Oh yeah.
Like, I'm a huge superhero fan, so that kind of just comes with being a superhero fan, is that like, yeah, this is what you deal with. It's fucking campy as shit. But like, I thought that they actually had a good mixture of campy. I would say though that even though we've been complimenting the movie up until this point, by no means will I say that it's like a great movie. I kind of struggle to say good. I would say like, okay, it was an okay movie. It's fun. But I feel like there's a couple of glaring issues with it that kind of keep it from being like a real good fun time. The editing was fucking terrible.
Okay, I wouldn't say it's terrible overall though.
There's
mostly like certain instances, like when it got to the action scenes, it was just really choppy. Really choppy,
but also during a lot of the dialogue was super choppy as well. Like, you can tell that they filmed a much longer movie, but the studio was like, yeah, people will only stomach 2 hours of this, my guy. Like, we're not doing 3 hours,
I was getting tired.
Yeah, me too. But, I don't know. I feel like it's kind of tough because I feel like they write these much longer movies and then they chop them down when I think that they should be focusing on writing a 2-hour movie. You know what I mean?
Well, here's the thing. They don't just write them. They write them and fucking film them.
Right. Right.
Clearly there's footage that was taken out.
You can just tell with the way that like the fucking dialogue is chopped up in so many scenes where it's like there's not even like a pause. It's just go. Like, there's not even room to have like the character make like a quizzical expression, like an expression that you don't fully understand.
Yeah.
Because it's just non-fucking stop. It doesn't give you a moment to breathe. Like, it just keeps going. And I think that's just because of time constraints with the movie. Like,
yeah.
They clearly the studio wanted it to be a certain length, and the movie that they had written and shot was not that length.
There was a lot they wanted to do in that movie.
There was. I think they tackled too much in too short of a movie. I think they should have tightened it up. I think they should have... Honestly, I feel like they should have just cut out the fucking, like, the chick, who, like, ends up discovering the crown or whatever. I feel like she didn't really need a character arc. I think it would have been so much more interesting if the character arc was just between, like, the Justice Society and Black Adam. You
you mean the main chick?
Yeah, the main chick. I just, like, what was she there for?
No, because that gives you the perspective of, like, the average people of Kahndaq. That's the name, right?
Okay, so she's there to be, I think it was Kahndaq, I think, yeah.
I mean, otherwise,
she's there to be the audience.
You're just kind of on the side of the Justice League. You're like, this guy's fucking causing
Justice
chaos.
Society, you fucking inbred fucking southern motherfucker.
My bad.
Um,
Justice Society, because you can see their perspective. They're like, this fucking guy blew up like an entire city.
Right.
We probably shouldn't let a walking bomb just roam free.
I think that was a critique that I have of the movie, and I'm kind of glad you brought that up, because there is no fucking way that historical records are this fucking accurate from like 4,500 years ago.
Yeah.
We don't even know, like...
Especially when he blew up the fucking palace.
Yeah, it's
he
like...
He blew up everyone inside.
Yeah, he fucking just nuked half the city.
Everyone that witnessed the thing that happened was blown to smithereens.
And then he was locked in jail. It's not like he had time to write a memoir.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Also, I don't think he knew how to write, because they had cuneiform. That was what they were writing with, cuneiform. Which I don't think... I'm just gonna like clarify and say I don't know that much about cuneiform. It's like a very early writing system in like the Levant, Middle East area. that was like the writing, you know, that they were like reading, that was on like the crown and that was on like the walls and it's called cuneiform. I'm qualifying this. I don't know for sure if I'm right, but my understanding of cuneiform is that it was essentially just used to keep track of like transactions, to be like, we have 100 like bales of hay or whatever. I don't think it was used to like keep historical accounts or like write poetry. I could be wrong about that, but I don't think it was used that way. But also, like, who fucking cares? That's such a nitpick.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's just, I don't know, something to point out to make me sound smart.
You just wanted to say cuneiform, didn't you?
You have no fucking idea how badly I wanted cuneiform to leave my mouth.
Stop trying to make cuneiform happen.
It's not gonna. Watch it not even be called cuneiform. It's called something completely fucking different. I just sound like the biggest retard in the world. But, I don't know. Yeah, I thought that's goofy. I'm like, bro, we don't know what fucking happened yesterday.
Yeah.
I'm like, can we actually prove that Volodymyr Zelensky... Do you like how I put the enunciation? Do we even know that guy's real? Prove to me that Volodymyr Zelensky is real. President of Ukraine.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
You should probably know that. That's okay that you do.
I
forgive
don't care.
you.
Anyways,
I don't care about Ukraine either. Let the Russians have it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of...
Weren't we talking about a movie?
Speaking of what happened in the past, why was it so convoluted with the whole, it's me, but I'm evil, but actually it wasn't me, it was my son was good, and then I took over and I was evil.
Dude, I was actually thinking that as well. I felt like I like that, actually, the idea of like it was actually his son who was the champion.
Yeah.
And then his son, like, gave him the power or something. I actually like that, and I think that's a cool origin. Mm-hmm. I don't think they had to do it as, like, a big reveal at the end.
They had too many, like, plot twist layers.
Exactly. Like, I just felt like it would have been so much more interesting if that was just clearly... Also, I knew that his son had to have been the Shazam originally, because in the fucking marketing for the movie, I clearly remember Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson saying, like... my son died and I became a god or something like that. So I was like, okay, so it's like his son who gets it, and then he gets the powers from the son or something like that. I don't know. Like, I saw it coming because I felt like they had spoiled it in the marketing for the movie.
Really? I didn't pick that up.
Yeah. Also, I don't know, to be fair, I don't know a lot about DC, so it's like, I'm sure that's just like a common known thing for like Black Adam's origin in the comics. I didn't know Black Adam's origin in the comics. Anyone who does know Black Adam's origin in the comics, is this like accurate? Was this like a semi-accurate portrayal of his origin?
Yeah, I was
Let
curious
us know.
about that too.
Yeah. I know he's white in the comics. He's not. By the way, Dwayne is not black. Dwayne's actually Pacific Islander.
Really?
Yeah. Although, does that count as black? Like, he's not African.
I don't know.
As far as I understand, unless I'm like mistaken, I'm pretty sure I've looked up his like. This is for any people that aren't white out there listening to this. White people love to look up the ethnicities of famous actors. We fucking do that all the time, like non-fucking stop. So I've probably looked up Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's ethnicity at least 5 times. Zendaya's at least
really?
like 8 to 10. You know?
What's Zendaya's?
I don't remember. Gonna have to look that up again. Yeah, weren't we talking about a movie?
So anyways.
Did you have anything that you wanted to riff off of? I literally don't remember what led me to this point. What was I talking about?
We were talking about how convoluted the whole origin was.
Yeah, it was unnecessary. They could have just done, like, the whole thing and then just revealed it at the beginning. They didn't have to make it, like, some sort of reveal at the end, in my opinion. I don't think it really worked. I thought it was just unnecessary.
I think it kind of worked. Honestly, my complaint was actually the whole thing with the Justice Society.
There you go.
The Justice Society, having the big reveal that he was actually not such a good guy at the beginning. Because it didn't really affect anything anyway. She was just kind of like, okay, and?
Yeah.
Like, we still think he's a good guy, so what?
Yeah, pretty much. It was kind of just like, oh, well, shit. All right, well, you gonna be a good guy now? Like, it's too bad what happened fucking 4,500 years ago. I hope you've grown as a person. All right, save us. You're like, you know, it was just kind of pointless. It didn't really serve anything. A compliment that I have for the plot, though, that I've just thought about, as far as like twists in the Justice Society, I really thought that one of the Justice Society members was going to turn out to be like evil or something. Like I thought maybe Dr. Fate was going to turn out to be evil. And I'm so glad that they didn't do that, because I think that would have just been so stupid.
Yeah.
Like, I was so certain Dr. Fate was going to turn out to be, like, the evil white man or something, you know, colonizer. Like, that's the route that I thought they were going, and I'm so glad that they didn't do that, because that would have been so fucking unnecessary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. 2 double agents would have been definitely too much. The one was even a little much. Because he was so obviously evil. Oh,
from the fucking, like, his first line, you're like...
Yeah, no, he's just got a little claustrophobic. He's chill. As he's dead. Fell off a cliff. Bleeding out in the sand.
Also, how, like... that wasn't the best plan, because what if he started, like... he throws the body out, then the other guy's just out there, so clearly he's gonna see the body, right? Like, the guy in the van. Mm-hmm. And then the guy in the van who sees the body should, in theory, start screaming. Because, like, if I saw my buddy get, like, murdered, I would start freaking the fuck out. Yeah. So then, like, wouldn't they hear him in the cave? Shouldn't they hear him in the cave?
Yeah, they should.
And isn't he also lucky that, like, his backup troops got there in time to stop him from, like, screaming or, like, going after them in the cave? Like, I don't know. Maybe he planned it pretty well, but it seems just a little... it's all a little too convenient.
It's very convenient.
There's a lot of, like, plot conveniences in this movie, which, you know, I'm pretty forgiving of, because they have to do that. It's just what it is. They have an idea for a story that they want to tell, and sometimes you can't explain. You just need to just fucking roll with it, you know? Mm-hmm. Like, I don't know, Lord of the Rings, the fucking owls or eagles or whatever it is that show up and, like, fly them, you know? You're like, all right, sure, why not? Don't see why they can't fly them to, you know, what's it called? Mordor. But, you know, sure, let's go with it. Deus Ex Machina, you know? Yeah. You just gotta have to, like, roll with it. You're like, okay, you know, this story is good enough that I can accept, like, every now and then a plot convenience, you know, some shitty writing. Unlike She-Hulk, where it's all the time. Yeah. By the way, something to note with She-Hulk, I know this is not about She-Hulk, but something that I've been dying to mention about She-Hulk, I rewatched the first episode, right? And, you know how, like, Bruce Banner is wearing, like, the bracelet that allows him to, like, turn into, like, Bruce Banner and not be in his Hulk form?
Yeah.
And then it's, like, that's the reason that he bleeds and she gets his blood and she becomes, like, She-Hulk. Mm-hmm. So when she wakes up on the island, she asks him, she's like, Bruce, can you please make me an inhibitor? Because I just want to, like, go back to normal and not have to deal with this. And he says, no, I can't. This one is, like, attuned to me. And, like, you know, I just can't make it for you. And then literally a couple of episodes later, while Bruce is gone out of the show in space, she fucking gets another inhibitor for the Abomination. Even though this is something that Bruce told her in the first episode he can't get her another one of. And then later she gets one. When she goes to jail, they make one for her. One of the inhibitors.
Who the fuck is making these things?
Who is making these? Does he have, like, blueprints? If so, is there, like, somebody that understands his own invention better than him and can, like, attune to their different, like, frequencies or whatever?
She-Hulk, of course, because she's better than him at everything.
She's gonna reveal, the big reveal in season 2 is he's a better scientist. Ah! That was the TV turning off. He's like, she's a better scientist than him and everything. She fucking makes the gamma bomb and she makes it work and everything. I don't know, man. But anyway, off topic. I've been really dying to mention that because I thought it was so fucking stupid. I literally, when I was recording myself watching it, and when they did that, I screamed. I went, no way! And I started fucking dying laughing. I was like, the writers are so fucking dumb! But yeah.
Literally didn't even need to do that. If she was going to get one anyway, she could have just gotten one.
Well, no, because if she had just gotten one, then the show doesn't have to happen. She can just wear the inhibitor, which prevents her from ever...
Well, then he could just be like, no, I don't want to.
Why doesn't he want to? What's
He's
the
sleepy.
reason? He goes, Jen, I'll totally do this for you, but I'm really tired. I'm gonna take a nap. And this is just like, this is the character arc, is that she just wants to like fucking wake up the Hulk, but he's really sleepy and he won't get out of... That would have been a far more interesting show. Every episode she's trying something different to get Bruce Banner out of bed, but he just won't go. It would have been a far better show.
Anyways, Black Adam.
Why do they have to call him, like, Teth Adam? Why can't they just go with Black Adam from the get-go?
I know.
For fuck's sake, I mean, if the guy's name is Adam, like, why can't black have been a word back then as well? Also, why does he speak English immediately?
Right?
But in every if in every flashback, for no apparent reason, they spoke English, I'd be like, alright, sure, why not? But, like, he speaks a fucking, like, ancient language in the flashbacks, and then when he's in the real world, he just suddenly speaks English. The only thing that I can say is, like, wizard magic. But that's such a fucking cop-out, man.
Yeah.
But they didn't... Okay, here's the thing. They didn't even say that, though. There was never a moment where it's like, holy shit, how do you speak English? How are we able to communicate? You're 4,500 years old. And he goes... the wizard's magic makes me able to communicate in any language or something. Then I'd be like, okay, stupid, but I'll roll with it. They explained it. Okay. They don't even bother explaining it in the movie. He just speaks English with an American accent.
You know, I kind of hate when they do that, though, and they have to, like, be like, point out their own stupid writing. I kind of prefer if they just don't acknowledge it, because then I can kind of pretend like I don't notice it either.
That's a fair point. And you can make the same argument with, like, Thanos. Why the fuck does Thanos speak English?
Yeah.
You know? He's a fucking intergalactic demon alien, you know?
Yeah, no, Thanos was never shown to not speak English, though.
That's true. You know what? You're right with that. Like, he was never shown ever speaking any other language but English.
Yeah.
You just have to say, like... Sometimes I feel like with those, you just have to say, fuck it. You just have to say, fuck it. English just exists all over the galaxy. It's just risen up in many different planets, exactly the same as on our planet. You know what I mean? You're like, why not?
Why not?
That's what they do with, like, Doctor Who, where they're like, how come you're speaking English? And he's like, you're speaking Time Lord. You know? It's like, I'm not speaking English, you're speaking Time Lord. And you're like, alright, okay. Sure, why not?
Fuck it, we ball.
See, that I can roll with. I'm like, alright, that's fucking stupid, I love it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's the definition of Doctor Who.
Again, that's just one of those plot conveniences, though, with Black Adam, you know? And then, again, that just ties back to my thing. Why not his name just be Black Adam? Or why not Teth just mean black?
Yeah.
Like, somebody asks him, you know, I never asked you, what does Teth mean? And that's when the movie ends. It goes... It stands for and then it cuts to the end credit scene where it's Black Adam, the title card, you know? I think that would have been good.
That would have been good.
You know, I never did ask you.
And the whole thing where it comes from the goofy catchphrase that the little kid gave him. Because it was like, tell him the man in black sent you.
I'm assuming that that's his catchphrase in the comics.
Oh, yeah.
Again,
okay,
I don't know anything about Black Adam. I know vastly little about DC's comics because I'm not a fan of DC. But I'm assuming that that's his catchphrase because they always have to do that. Mm-hmm. It's like it goes back to like the original X-Men movies where they're going out on like this first expedition as like the X-Men and they're in like the jumpsuits, and Wolverine says something about it and he's like, what's with the latex jumpsuits? And Cyclops says, like, what do you expect? Like, you know, yellow and blue, you know, like, I don't know, yellow and blue jumpsuits or whatever, which is, like, what they wear in the comics. And I'm like, oh, fuck you. Yes! Do the yellow and blue jumpsuits. I like them. You know? where they have to like explain the goofiness of something in the comic, like like shit actively on the. But I felt like that one wasn't mean spirited. Like they were just trying to give him his catchphrase in a way that made sense.
Yeah.
You know? And I did like that. I do think that it's weird though. In like the DC movies, every child acts exactly the same.
Really?
Yeah, like I've seen Shazam, and like all of the children in Shazam act exactly like the kid did in Black Adam.
Oh.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Shazam.
Shazam's fun. It's a good time as well. It's not a good movie. It's an enjoyable movie. Sometimes those things can be both things, not good but enjoyable.
Yeah.
You know?
Sometimes those are the best movies. Because you don't have to worry about, like, it was a good movie, but they had this wrong with it.
Right.
You can just kind of be like, yeah, it was shit, but it was fun.
Yeah, exactly. It kind of gives you an excuse. You're like, fuck, man. It's
I
like,
had a good time.
Of course that didn't make any sense. The movie sucked, but it was awesome, you know? Mm-hmm. Which is kind of like partly how I feel with Black Adam, but I don't think it... I genuinely don't think it sucked. I will say, I liked Dwayne's performance. I thought that he played Black Adam great, but, you know, he's not the best actor in the world. There's much better actors than him.
Yeah.
I thought he played the character fine. I don't think he's winning an Oscar for it. You know?
I don't think anyone that played that character would win an Oscar for it.
Probably not, yeah.
I think he did great.
I thought he was
personally.
great. Yeah, I mean, he's just kind of, you know, he's just not like the best actor in general, though. You know?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know.
Pierce Brosnan was great.
I don't know who that is.
He played Dr. Fate. He was once James Bond. So that's why he's kind of famous, because, you know, like, James Bond actor. Also, he's been in a fucking shit ton of other things, too. Don't ask me to name one, but he's been in a ton of other things.
Like?
You fucking son of a bitch. The actual fuck is wrong with you.
You should say.
God. I'm actually trying to think, and I can't... I know I've seen him in something. I don't know, man. He was perfect, though, for the character. Like, I did great casting with Pierce Brosnan on him. Oh, and let's talk about the Justice Society.
Yeah, I've been wanting to bring that up.
Yeah,
I've been waiting for an opportunity.
Yeah, let's talk about the Justice Society. I loved Hawkman. I don't know who the actor was that played him, but he was fucking awesome. Like, he played the character perfect.
I can't remember his name, but he's kind of a... I don't know if he still is, but he was kind of a teen heartthrob for a minute.
Oh,
he was
in
all the Netflix rom-com movies.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah.
That's
Netflix teen rom-coms.
That's funny. What's with these...
He was the heartthrob guy.
What's with these teenage heartthrobs becoming DC heroes? Robert Pattinson.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
You know?
Yeah.
No, he was fucking awesome, though. He, like... he fucking put his all into that performance, I have to say. I wish I knew his name. He was fucking awesome. I really loved him as Hawkman. And then there was the Whirlwind girl. I don't know what... I think her name was it Whirlwind? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I really liked visually how they displayed her powers.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool.
It was, like, really unique, you know?
Yeah. They kind of... honestly, they kind of overdid it a little bit. Like, the amount of times they showed it. Like, I get the picture.
Yeah, at a certain point, you're like, yeah, I know. The wind. She does the wind.
She's cool. It's pretty colors.
Pretty colors. It's moving around. It's groovy. But also, like, at the same time, what was she doing there? She was so out of her weight class.
I don't know. I feel like they really used her powers well. It was pretty cool. She, like, would pick up the things and throw them around.
Yeah, but, like, Black Adam has super speed. He could have just been... And he's fucking got her by the neck, and then he just crushes her skull because he doesn't care about killing people.
And Oscar has returned.
Oscar has returned. I hope you people are fucking happy.
Oscar, what do you have to say?
I really hope the mic picked that up.
Oh, I love you, Oscar.
Grabbing his belly.
He's the best.
I just feel like if they were if they were taking the powers and everything seriously, Black Adam could have fucking killed her in a second.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. But I'm at the same... Well, I was gonna say he doesn't need to kill her, but he was kind of gung-ho on violence. So
Like, he doesn't really
I don't see
care.
why he would not kill her.
I'm kind of just surprised that he didn't just go ahead and kill all of the Justice Society.
Yeah.
You know? Like, I'm glad that he didn't because it made a much better movie, but, like, it's just kind of hard to justify. It's like, well, he's completely fine killing all of these Intergang. By the way, stupidest name ever. Intergang was what they were called. Jesus Christ. Could you be more on the nose? Fucking, it's like the fucking Magia from Marvel. They weren't allowed to use the name Mafia. They weren't allowed to talk about the Mafia in, like, the 60s comics. So instead, there was a criminal organization known as the Magia.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, completely not related to the Mafia at all. But, what was I saying? Yeah, with his powers, realistically, I mean, you know, that's not true. Hawkman fucked him up.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Hawkman was holding his own.
Basically, the Whirlwind was the only one he 100% could have taken down. Maybe the Atom guy he could have taken down.
Atom Smasher.
Atom Smasher, yeah. But at the same time, he was, like, massive. And he held him down for a good second. So he was kind of holding his own.
I don't know about the name Atom Smasher for that character. I feel like Building Smasher would be a little more accurate. He's smashing fucking atoms. He's ginormous. He's a fucking giant. Why is he an Atom Smasher? Fucking guy who smashes atoms would be or like blows up nukes or something.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting a, like, size changing guy.
I knew he was gonna be
Atom Smasher.
Right. I mean, I knew he was gonna be because I had seen him in the trailer, but like, I just was like surprised. I'm like, Atom Smasher? I know he's like a fucking comics character. He's probably been around forever. It's just like, it seems like a misnomer.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. But I mean, I got him being there. I loved Whirlwind. I thought that she looked really cool. I just, personally, I didn't see it. I don't really understand why she was there. I understood why Dr. Fate was there. I understood why Atom Smasher was there. But I just didn't get why the inclusion of Whirlwind.
Well, don't forget the beginning. In addition to the wind powers, that wasn't even her main thing. She was supposed to be this, like, hacker girl.
Oh, right.
She's got, like, the nanobots
and
in
she
her
was
or something.
Like
that was so confusing.
Right. Yeah, I didn't know.
They only used that, like, once.
Yeah, she, like, healed the... Who did she heal? Someone. The kid?
No.
Something?
She healed the uncle.
She did?
Uncle. The main chick's brother.
Right.
Because he got shot.
Right. Yeah, okay. I mean, that makes more sense. But she probably shouldn't have been fighting Black Adam, because realistically, I feel like he could have, in a fucking moment, just killed her.
Yeah, she should have been the man in the chair. But I didn't really like her powers.
Yeah, I'm glad that they used her visually, but from a plot perspective, it didn't make a ton of sense. But, yeah, I just really liked the Justice Society overall. I thought that they, like, all kind of worked. Like, they all felt so distinct from each other, and they all kind of worked together well. Like, you could understand why they were all there for the most part. And, like, you know, besides Atom Smasher, I felt like he was just too goofy, you know?
He was
like, he was kind of just an incompetent buffoon.
Yeah. I mean, he kind of helped at parts, like when he was holding Black Adam down. But yeah, the two kids, they were kind of the dead weight. For sure.
Yeah, I don't know. But, what was I going to say?
Yeah, I really liked how their powers were so unique.
Diverse.
Too. Yeah, that's what I said.
Unique.
Yeah. Unique, too, because I feel like a lot of superhero movies get really repetitive with, like, the power set. But, like, you don't see any, like, a lot of, like, people who turn into fucking cyclones.
True.
Obviously, Atom Smasher, Ant-Man. But I feel like they still made him pretty distinct in his own way, too.
I was going to say the same thing, actually. Like, yeah, Ant-Man can turn into Giant Man, but, like, it's definitely not the same as how I mean, it seemed like Atom Smasher was, like, faster, stronger, and, like, more durable than Ant-Man when he turns into Giant Man.
Mm-hmm. And then also the Fate guy, who
is basically Doctor Strange.
Yeah. He's Dr. Fate.
Dr. Fate. And he's a magician.
Yeah. They still did a really good job of making him distinct by, like, really laying into the powers of, like, foresight.
Yeah, like...
It was really... And it played really well on screen. It was really cool.
And visually, I thought that his powers looked way cooler than Doctor Strange's powers do in the movies.
What?
Yep. I stand by that.
Bold statement.
I thought that his magic looked cooler than Doctor Strange's magic.
Like, what
It
part of it?
felt more magical. Sometimes Doctor Strange's magic just seems like fucking energy beams, you know? Like fucking Tony Stark energy beams from Iron Man's suit.
Yeah, okay. That's
but, like, his felt like, okay, well, that's not coming from a robot. That's fucking magic, you know? Which I think really helped... Yeah, I think that that's one of DC's strong suits, is that they lean in more into the magic side of, like, superpowers. You know, like, literally, I mean, Black Adam, Shazam, both of them, their powers just straight up come from magic. Mm-hmm. Like, how many Marvel characters could you name whose powers come from magic?
Doctor Strange.
Okay.
Wong.
That's a little derivative, but okay.
Scarlet Witch.
Okay.
Agatha Harkness.
Getting a little derivative again.
Do we count Infinity Stones?
No, I don't think they're considered magic, really. I think they're considered more, like, science, I would say. I mean, in my opinion, they'd be more, like, on the science side, because they're, like, the universe. Like, they're just kind of universal constants.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, that's... No,
yeah,
I wouldn't
that's
say...
true. It's not, like, really in their magic system. It's more considered, like, a science thing.
Yeah, like, it's more on the... Yeah, like...
In universe.
It's not like, you know, the Darkhold, which is clearly, like, a magical item. A magical artifact.
Yeah.
They're more like a scientific artifact from, like, the creation of the universe, you know?
America.
Yeah. I think so. I mean, I don't know. I know that some people have said that her powers are more, like, magic-based. I don't know if that's fully true. I don't really understand. I mean, they haven't even explained what her powers actually come from. Maybe they have in the comics. I'm not aware. I really don't know much about America Chavez in the comics. I care about the good characters. I'm just joking. I'm sure America Chavez is fine. She's just new compared to a lot of these other characters.
Don't do it. Do
Baby
not do
man.
It.
No!
Don't let him...
This is where the podcast ends. It's been fun.
Wait.
No.
Oscar.
No.
Swear
No.
to God, no.